"How's that report coming, Charlie?" A nasal voice, accompanied by a pair of eyes peering through large lensed glasses, peeked over the cubicle wall. "Oh, just great," I replied to Darren, my cubicle mate and only friend amongst the endless rows of workstations. "Better hurry. You know what today is." "No." I glanced at the tearaway calendar next to my monitor, and of course it read February 14th, Valentine's Day. Fuck, I hate Valentine's Day. Worst goddamn day of the year, I cursed, pushing away from my computer and throwing my arms up in disgust. Oh, come on. The assignments aren't that bad. It's easy work. Just a lot of them. Yeah, maybe if our boss didn't hate me so much. Well, you did that to yourself. Plus, at least you're getting humans. I heard that Violet got stuck with monkeys last week, so it could definitely be worse. I grinned, remembering the few days Violet had come back into the office with torn-up clothes and covered in monkey shit. Yeah, that's true, but trying to inject 400-pound humans and making sure they aren't looking at a pizza isn't exactly a walk in the park. Those bastards can be heavy. It takes all my strength just to roll them onto their side. Hells, the smell alone is enough to make me gag. Which is saying something, 'cause there's very few things that can actually cause my stomach to turn these days, but fat-ass human stank is definitely one of them. That and tequila. I grimaced at the thought. Darren rolled his eyes, then replied with a shrug. So is the life of a Cupid. My grimace deepened further at the reminder. He was right, of course. Life as a Cupid isn't all hearts and rainbows. And yes, Cupid exists. Also, no, they aren't angelic, winged fat babies that go around shooting people with heart-shaped arrows and making them fall in love. I mean, yeah, some of us do strive to make humans fall in love, and I used to shoot arrows at humans, but the reason was not with the intention of making them fall in love with each other. Actually, the two are not related in any way, shape, or form, and were for extremely different reasons. But that's a different story, and wholly unique to only a handful of us now. Anyway, it wasn't until the 1960s that the modern-day Cupid's way of existence began. And yes, you did hear that right. It wasn't until the 60s that the modern-day version of Cupid was created. I don't know the true technicalities of it all, but the gist of it breaks down like this. Since my creation, there have been 3 different versions of Cupid, at least that I know of. The first version of Cupid, which I am part of, was created by Aphrodite in the 11th century. Our purpose was the opposite of later versions, as we were created to fight against the humans as they paraded across Europe in an effort to eradicate all mystical creatures from the face of the earth. Oh, I know what you were thinking. That can't be right, Charlie. How come I've never heard of such a thing? And that's where you were wrong. You have, in fact, heard of it before, but you've been lied to about the objective it served. The march across Europe by Christian zealots known as the Crusades, which, if you don't know, was claimed to be a series of religious wars in order to take the Holy Land from the Muslims. But what they don't tell you is the Crusades held another purpose, and that was to eradicate anything they deemed heretical from the lands, which included any and all creatures that were not human, as they were seen as abominations in the eyes of God. Now, I have to say, this was a load of bullshit, because while I've never met God, I have met plenty of angels, demons, a majority of princes of hell, and all 3 groups didn't give one shit about the other beings of the world. And if beings of that caliber within the religion could care less, then you know that the Christians were just being pricks about it all along. Regardless, I, along with thousands of others, were created to fight back against the humans trying to eradicate us from the earth.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.